Record.
Good morning. My name is Scott Brady, and I'm going to talk to you about something that's been in the news lately. I want you all to imagine that you have that you go see the doctor. He tells you that you need just a minor procedure. You know, nothing big, in and out, 20 minutes. So you get the procedure done. You go, they convince you, you sign in whatever paperwork you need, you have the procedure done. Well, you wake up, you see the doctor, then you see all the nurses around you. The doctor tells you you have no legs, that they had to remove your legs. Does anybody know what kind of benefits that the military gives me for something like this? Nothing. You get nothing. If the military messed up on a situation like this, you get nothing. The reason that is because of this thing called the Ferris Doctrine. Today I'm going to talk to you about how we as a group can change the Ferris Doctrine, how we can promote the Carmelo Rodriguez Military Medical Accountability Act of 2009. We're going to talk about the Ferris Doctrine, what it is. We're going to also talk how we can change it as a group. And then I'm going to give you examples. I call them examples, but they're real people that had real problems that affected them. And then we're going to talk about the plan of action. Again, what we can do to take care of the Carmelo Rodriguez Military Medical Accountability Act of 2009. Anybody ever hear of the Ferris Doctrine lately? The Ferris Doctrine came about in 1950, U.S. versus Ferris. And what that does, it occurred from 1950 when an airman or a soldier, let's say a soldier, was housed in substandard housing. Well, the substandard housing caught fire and he died. His family tried to sue the government, but it was denied. They put in effect this Ferris Doctrine named after him. What that says is that the family of the person that was hurt or injured due to the government's problems, they're not liable. They said that the government has its own benefits for that. What that does is, what this doctrine does, it eliminates from openjurist.org, it eliminates malpractice lawsuits where on your behalf, your family member cannot sue the government. It also says that you get a death gratuity. For the military doctors and their inadequacies, you get the only benefits you get are VA benefits. If you live, you get VA benefits and a death gratuity if you don't live. That's all your family gets. We need, as a group, and hopefully I can persuade you to change this Ferris Doctrine. Law professor Michael Sterling from Texas University is quoted as being an expert on Supreme Court rulings. He says enough with the status quo. We need to stand together and overcome and change this doctrine. We need to support the Carmelo Rodriguez Military Medical Accountability Act of 2009. Basically, this says is accountability. We give our doctors need to be held accountable for their actions. We're held accountable every day of our lives for our actions, aren't we? It also enables your family members to sue, to file a lawsuit against the government. It also keeps doctors. A doctor could do something. Let's say I had another installation, go somewhere else, and be working on you. Again, accountability. A Republican from New York, Maurice Hinchey, stated that this act will help you out. It will promote accountability. Also, family will be able to file a lawsuit. It's not just a death gratuity act. The death gratuity or the VA benefits that you get. Also, I'm going to go to examples. These are real life family members that something had occurred to them from the government. First, Airman First Class Colton Reed. Have all you heard of him lately in the news? He went in for simple gallbladder surgery. They nicked the artery. Now he lost both his legs. They could have saved his legs within 5 hours. It took 8 hours to get him downtown to see the doctors. And then we have Marine Sergeant Carmelo Rodriguez, who this act is named after. He was misdiagnosed with skin cancer. He came in, he served a tour in Iraq with skin cancer. He weighed 185 when he was diagnosed. In less than a year, he was down to 80 pounds. He had skin cancer. And you know what? His family had to even pay for his funeral because he was discharged. He was boarded. And then we have Staff Sergeant Cindy Wilson, bled to death. Your wife, girlfriend or whatever, first child's supposed to be a happy time. Well, they nicked the artery for Sergeant Wilson. She bled to death exactly 12 hours later after giving birth. Then we have Staff Sergeant again, Dean Witt. He went in for a simple appendectomy. He stopped breathing, so they used pediatric equipment to try to vitalize him. And after that happened, he went brain dead. After that happened, he went brain dead. And then while they tried to incubate him, they put a tube down his throat, pierced his stomach, and he bled to death. These are real life people with family, children. How would your family appreciate that? What could your family do? They can't do nothing. They say you get death gratuity, you get VA benefits, 100% base pay. Is that enough? Is that enough? I don't think so. That's why I'm here talking about our plan of action. What we need to do. We need to contact our senator. We need to advocate and speak out. Somebody asks you about this Carmelo Rodriguez Accountability Act. Say, I support it. You all need to say the same thing. We need to have our voices be heard. Today, I'll talk to you about the Ferris Doctrine. I told you how it negatively affects us. I talked to you about the Carmelo Rodriguez Accountability Act. That is a policy I stand for, and I hope you can join me and stand for that also. The Ferris Doctrine. Talk about that for a moment. It's an outdated policy. Our medical doctors, they're great. I'm sure they're great. A lot of them are great. They do great service downrange, Iraq, Afghanistan. But it's not about. It's about accountability. Just to remind Republican Hinchey from New York, say it's not about monetary, it's about accountability. We need to hold these medical doctors accountability, because you need to visualize if that happens to your family or yourself. These are real people, and I hope